Last week, DC Metropolitan Police recovered the remains of 5 late-term preborn children from the Washington Surgi-Clinic in Washington, D.C. Based on the evidence collected at the time of recovery and photos that have been publicly shared, all 5 of these children appear to have developed well past the point of viability and likely suffered severely painful abortion procedures. For example, one baby girl has significant damage to her head with deep lacerations at the back of her neck, and may have been a victim of an illegal partial abortion. Another baby was found in its amniotic sac and could have been born alive. There are images documenting this crime, but I won't show them to you as they're so disturbing and graphic that only a feminist and possibly Satan himself could stomach them. Now, to make matters worse, this discovery came just as a new bill was introduced in California to legalize infanticide. To be more specific, the bill shields a mother of civil and criminal charges for any actions or omissions related to her pregnancy, meaning a mother can abort her baby at any point during her 9 months of pregnancy, and if the baby's born alive, it's within her legal rights to leave it to die. In fact, according to the intentionally vague language used in this bill, she can't be criminally prosecuted in any instance where the baby's death was a result of failure to act. I guess this is the cute new terminology we're using for fatal neglect. I can't say I'm surprised by any of this because the moment I hit the upload button on this video, I'm gonna have hundreds of DMs and comments from disgruntled Katie Lang impersonators telling me that I'm a hypocrite because I can't be anti-mandate and pro-life at the same time. Now, I have to disagree there. I don't think it so much makes me a hypocrite as it makes you incapable of comprehending the definition of words. First of all, to support abortion is not to support bodily autonomy, for one very obvious reason. A baby is not your body. A baby is an individual with its own separate head, shoulders, knees, toes, and unique DNA. So to support the murder of these individuals is quite literally the opposite of supporting bodily autonomy. Secondly, the problem with this argument is that you're confusing an action to an inaction. Bodily autonomy means the right to govern your own body without force or coercion, and there's no force involved in birthing a child, because giving birth is the natural outcome of getting pregnant. You can't force a woman to give birth any more than you can force her to take a shit. Comparing mandates to abortion is like saying, hey, you coming into my house and shooting my wife in the fucking head is the exact same thing as you refusing to come into my house and shoot my wife in the fucking head. In other words, another individual's human rights are completely dependent on whether or not I find them valuable, which the last time I checked, granting human rights based on that individual's perceived value in society is exactly why we have anti-discrimination laws in the first place, so that the voiceless and oppressed are protected. To drive home how asinine this perspective on a baby's human rights is, I want you to consider this. When a doctor murders an unborn baby, we call that a choice. But when a criminal murders a pregnant woman, we charge him with double homicide. Now, of course, the masterminds behind the grossly profitable abortion industry, who constructed these half-baked arguments and later convinced generations of women to parrot them, are well aware of everything I just said. And they're also aware that none of their arguments hold any water unless they take one very important step: change the definition of words. In order to minimize the life of an unborn child, we must first deny that the unborn are human at all. So we'll call them fetuses or clumps of cells, whatever detracts from the fact that they're human beings just like you and I, at a different stage of development. Once you've accomplished that, you'll find even the most devout Christians celebrating abortion for so-called advances in science. And this is why I continue to preach about the importance of words. Because not only do we use words to share information, words construct our very thoughts and ideas. We can soften the worst atrocities in human history with words. War can be reduced to foreign relations, and murder can be reduced to a simple medical procedure. The war on words is relentless and intentional, and it's oozed into every vulnerable crack of Western culture like toxic sludge. And what's its mission? To replace objective reality with subjective experience. Because without objective truth, there's no ground for morality to stand on. And without morality, tyrants can turn entire generations of average citizens into obedient soldiers. And why not get your foot in the door with society's most innocent members? Because if a woman can stand by and watch a stranger in a white coat slaughter her own flesh and blood, what could she stand by and watch him do to you?